Rob and Slim Show.
Hey, it's Isaac Thorne.
What's up, Isaac? We are just coming back from break, so give us a second. Rob's getting a beer. I have to open my next can. And I do want to tell you, I can't wait, so I'm just going to tell you right now that Slambo over the summer finally read Roadkills. I still haven't read it, but Slambo read it, and he's not here tonight.
Awesome. He's not here.
He's not here.
That's the reason for not being a piece of shit. It's because Slambo read it.
He's writing me the cliff notes, so I don't have to read it. He's
awesome.
Slambo's Roadkill
Reading it
cliff
in bed
notes.
with Slam.
What are you drinking anything, Isaac? Do you drink when you interview with us?
I have in the past. Tonight I'm drinking Gatorade.
Gatorade, dude. Gatorade's good. That keeps you hydrated, which
That's
is not what we're doing.
right.
Electrolytes.
Yeah.
I need those. Isaac.
What's up?
What's up, my dude? How are you, horror author Isaac Thorne?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well. I'm hoping Steve Coulter is listening to this episode.
Right?
love
We could
Steve.
only wish. I wish he would listen to an episode even when he's on. But I feel like if he did listen, it would result in a lawsuit. Definitely a lawsuit, dude, or 3. Isaac, how was your summer, dude?
It's been really great. We got the audiobook version of The Gordon Place out,
awesome.
and
Dude, that book is so
yeah,
good.
it's been pretty good.
That book is so good. I see it's killing in reviews and stuff. It's doing really well.
I'm really happy with it. I was surprised by how well it's been received. It placed as a finalist in the Reader's Favorite International Book Awards for horror. So I'm really happy with it.
Fuck yeah. That's great. I love, too, seeing you enjoying our interviews this season. I said that, I think, last season to Slambo after one of the shows. I was like, the interviews have gotten so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve. Well, you've had 2 episodes before this one this season, right?
It's only our third back.
And, yeah, all the interviews have just been fantastic. The Alika Hope interview and Steve Coulter both were just amazing. I thought you started off really strong. I hope I don't fuck it up.
No, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't you dare fuck it up. No, we always have a great time talking to you, dude. That's one thing I've always shocked me is you've never gotten sick of us.
No, I love the show. I listen every time it's on, and I miss you guys when you're off for the summer.
That was
So,
awesome
glad you're back.
when we came back and you tweeted fuck yes. I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. It makes it worth it. I love saying too, I know we've talked off the air and you said one time about Too Many Rapes getting better as far as writing goes, and I tell my friend Michael at work every week what the new episode is, and he's always like, I never think you're gonna top last week, but he's like, you always do. You always do.
You do. The writing's just gotten better and better on that. It's funnier and funnier, and it's gone so far away from what the story originally was.
Right. But it's gonna come full circle this season, and I'm thinking too, as far as it, this might be the last season of it because I have an end game in mind. I have had it for a while, and
Yeah.
I don't know what to do after that. I don't want to make it stupid or anything, so it might be the last season. Spoiler alert, might be the last season. So
I like that Brian Rioni fourth wall knows he's not a major character anymore.
that's why that was one of the darkest tonights. I love it. I don't know if you heard it tonight, but
I have not heard tonight's.
oh yeah, oh dude, here he stepped away. He stepped away tonight. So, Spoiler alert. But yeah, it's not the end, but it is the end because they'll see him again. But for now, it's the end because he was barely pivotal in the last season. So I'm that's another thing. I might do oh, I should have probably saved it for the end of the season, but that couldn't work. I don't think. I might do character-centric episode for each character.
Cool.
Like last week, the Fembot
yeah.
was leaking, like that. Well, that's something like with Ryder, like I have to hit her up before we do it. Like, I don't know if she's going to be okay with this. And I'm like, Ryder, how would you feel about an episode where you couldn't stop leaking fluids from you know where? And she's like, that's hilarious. So I'm like, okay, as long as she thinks it's cool.
Has she ever been like, I don't know about that one?
Poop. She's not good with poop.
She's not good with poop.
There was a couple lines I had to redo because she doesn't do well with poop. It don't
So
say
if you had a contract for her, that would be in the contract.
no poop lines for Ryder. Yes. She's not high maintenance, but no poop lines. That's fourth wall right there. Like, my bad.
That's awesome.
She is awesome. I feel like her character is just something so special about it too. Like it's really brought something different to the series.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Did you vote in our favorite character poll over the summer, Isaac?
I don't remember the favorite character poll. I must have missed that.
I only did one poll. It was like favorite Too Many Rapes character, and Fembot. She won by a landslide, which I was happy for because she's my favorite.
Yeah, I probably if I had seen it, I would have voted for it, but I don't remember it. So
It was Fembot, the Phantom Boner, I think Ass Rapiel and Frankie, and Ass Rapiel came in second, and me and Frankie and Phantom Boner just sucked.
That's terrible.
Phantom Boner is my second favorite. I just love the name. I love the whole story behind Phantom Boner and his Phantom Boner.
I'm glad Fembot won that one.
Yes, me too. She's definitely
deserved
my
it.
favorite. Yes, she did, and she kills those lines every week. What are you excited for Rick and Morty coming back, Isaac? I think it's November.
I am. I haven't seen much in the way of previews for it. I did hear that it's coming back, and I'm gonna have to refresh myself on season 3 because I see the reruns every now and then on Adult Swim, but I don't remember what episode was from what season.
Well, like I don't know. It's been so long. I don't know. Do I want to go back and rewatch, or do I want to just go fresh with a new one? I don't know because my buddy Carlos, he's done that. He's doing like. He's watching all the seasons, through, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, bro, because it's been so long. I might just want to go in fresh. I don't know.
I'm doing that rewatch thing with Mr. Robot because that series is ending this year, and they're the same way where it's like 2 or 3 years between seasons, and I'm like, all right, I need to rewatch the last 3 seasons before this one comes out. I don't know if I'm gonna do it with Rick and Morty, but Mr. Robot is one of those where like even through like the 5th watch through, you're seeing things you didn't see.
See, I might wait till the end to watch that because I haven't seen that yet. I've heard great things, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mr. Robot. But I have to wonder what takes so long with something like Rick and Morty. I mean, it can't be the animation.
I don't know. Yeah, the animation is subpar at best. Like, it's not the greatest. It's good. Like, it don't piss me off, but it's not amazing. But that's all I want to ask too, Isaac. I know you didn't check the show out, but if you get a chance, go on YouTube and watch If Rick and Morty Were Anime. They made this like anime version of the intro, and it's good. It's so good. It's cool. Killer.
I'll look for that.
And did you watch Stranger Things 3?
I did. I know. There was some controversy there, but because it went a little more horror this season than it has in the past, but I loved it.
I felt
it was a great season.
I think I heard they said they wanted to bring the horror and the comedy. I guess season 1 had more horror, season 2 had more comedy, and they wanted to bring both to this season. Yeah. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so good. I loved Dustin's girlfriend. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but I loved the ending after the last credits. The Exorcist. Hopper. Just always love the Hopper. Always love the Hopper. And I thought it was amazing. I thought it was the best season so far.
And the letter when she's reading it at the end. I mean, if you're gonna cry over Stranger Things, that would be the time to cry.
I'm gonna right now, just thinking about it. Yeah, I forgot about the fucking letter. Fuck, Isaac, don't bring the letter up. Yeah, no, that was all the feels right there. That was everything.
Absolutely.
That was everything, dude. Who's your favorite character from that?
From Stranger Things, it's Hopper. Hopper with and And a close second is Joyce, but only because it's Winona Ryder playing Joyce.
She still looks great for fucking her age.
She does.
One of the best things, and Ryder always gets mad at me, just that they're always smoking a cigarette. I'm like, yeah, that was the 80s. That was the 80s.
It was the 80s.
Dude,
It was in cartoons.
they nail the 80s like nobody nails the 80s. Not like the 80s nailed the 80s, but just even the fact that of just the workplace in that, what was it, where the older kids worked, that like newspaper they worked at. It's just nailed. Yeah. It nailed the chauvinist fucking feel of the 80s. It was just, yeah,
absolutely.
It was great.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the people that complain about the smoking. I'm like, I really don't think in this day and era that Stranger Things is going to turn kids on to smoking.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, maybe it would. I don't know, but I'm not sure it's kids watching it.
If it did, those kids are cool. Those kids are fucking cool.
They know what's up.
I remember in third grade, one of the girls in my class, I don't even remember her name, but I just remember she said, when I get older, I'm going to smoke. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. That's cool. I remember, holy shit, I remember just being in a house of a cloud of smoke at my grandmother's house when I was a kid. Like, fucking everybody smoked. Everybody.
Yeah, they did.
So here's a funny story. When I was like 14 and hanging out with my stepbrother who was like 13 and all his friends who were like 13 and they all smoked, and there was this girl there and she looked at me and she goes, you would actually be kind of cool if you smoked. Like I might actually like think you were hot if you smoked.
There you go, bro. So did you smoke?
No.
Oh, you pussy. You pussy out. Here's a cigarette. I'll light it for you.
Opportunity,
I'll fucking smoke it right now. Slim could be a totally different Slim. Right now,
I don't smoke, and I've never smoked, but I was once told, back then that I looked like a smoker and didn't quite know how to take that.
I don't know. Yeah, how does that mean? Is that like code? Is that like when Slim goes for hot dogs with guys? I don't know. I don't know the code word from that world, but.
Does that mean my skin is yellow, or what does that mean?
I got yellowy.
I understand that feeling because I don't have anything against it, but I don't smoke weed. And I used to get that all the time. Where like, oh, you're definitely a pothead. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't smoke weed. Why are you telling me I'm like a pothead?
Yeah, when people say that kind of shit, it's like, yeah, no. Do you know what you're talking about?
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, I agree.
I mean, maybe you just got out of the swimming pool or something.
Isaac.
Too much chlorine.
Would you be able to read us something?
Yeah, sure. I've got something. The beginning of chapter 3 of the Gordon Place here to read. If you guys want to hear that.
Yes,
I do.
All right, just let me know when you're ready.
Ready when you are. Muting the mics now.
All right. His face hurt. Graham's bottom lip felt puffy and bruised, and his chin felt wet, as if coated in a layer of blood that had run from his injured mouth. He grimaced, then opened and shut his jaw to make sure everything still worked. It did, but it was all sore. Even flaring his nostrils produced a sensation in his cheeks, not unlike the soreness one experiences in major body muscles after an impact in a car accident or an intense gym workout to which one is unaccustomed. The same discomfort assaulted his shoulders when he attempted to push himself up to his knees against the cold earthen floor of the cellar. On his knees, Graham gingerly placed a hand on the back of his head where he had felt the blunt object come down on him, then pulled it away with a wince and a sharp hiss. That hurt like hell, worse than the soreness from the fall. His eyes had fluttered open in a blanket of complete darkness. The cellar had no windows, no door other than the one he had entered, and now probably only half its staircase. The uppermost segment of the stairs might still be intact, hanging precariously by whatever nails had been used to secure the stringers to the joists and the bottom of the door frame 8 feet above his head. But the lower half he knew he had destroyed on the way down. He felt it and, moreover, saw it before his maglite had died. Now that it was gone, whatever light there might be from the first-floor hallway glimmering through the planks of the cellar door and into this dungeon was not enough to enable him to see anything around him. He was trapped, but at least he was able to move. There was that. The next question was how to find his way out of the cellar. Stupidly, he'd tossed his iPhone into the passenger seat of his Tacoma before he'd walked inside. He had lately created a habit of leaving the damn thing where he wouldn't have convenient access to it if something more critical needed his attention. The danger, of course, being that he had stopped paying attention to the critical task to check his Twitter feed or Instagram account, on which he could boast all of 10 followers. Usually, he would have locked the phone in his glove compartment or placed it in a lower pocket of a pair of cargo pants, where he couldn't feel its presence as much. This time, he had tossed it through the window of his pickup onto the seat in his frustration with Patsy, assuming he would only be inside the old place for a few minutes, and that he was unlikely to encounter anyone on this lonely stretch of dead end who might nab the phone, or even his pickup, for themselves. Fit, he exclaimed to the darkness. His swollen and bruised lip had given him the thick and labored vocalizations of a dental patient suffering from paresthesia as the numbing agent begins to wear off. Fit, I can't believe I did that. From somewhere else, his father's voice suddenly boomed. Yeah, pretty fucking stupid, you sissy sack of shit. The sound rang inside his skull like the siren on a fire engine from a few feet away, making his eyes vibrate in their sockets and the old house dust and debris in his sinuses rattle like the ball bearing in an empty can of spray paint. Pain like railroad spikes ripped through the flesh of his scalp and sent him face forward to the floor, elbows out. He clenched the palms of his hands tightly against his temples. Saliva flooded his mouth from somewhere in the back of his throat, where a lump had formed that was threatening to spill the partially digested cheeseburger and onion rings he had had for lunch. He crouched in the darkness on the cellar floor until the sensations finally began to subside. Concussion, he said. Maybe I have a concussion. Maybe, the voice boomed in his head again, or maybe you're just a stupid sack of shit. Graham winced again, slapped his palms against his temples, and rolled over on his side. He wanted to scream, but the pain in his head was too much to allow anything except for a squeaky moan to escape his lips. Sometime later, the pain receded once more, and he was able to return to his knees. A concussion. Yes. That would explain the ringing in his ears, and the nausea, and the pressure against his skull. It was a concussion. He just needed to remain awake until he could escape the cellar, or until rescue arrived. He couldn't call for help because his radio was laying shattered somewhere on the floor of the cellar along with his mag light, and he didn't have his phone. Patsy had probably already left for the day, assuming Graham would reach out to the sheriff's department if he had needed any assistance out here. Law enforcement and investigating potential trespassers on his own personal property was his job, after all, not hers. Perhaps a concussion didn't explain his father's voice in his head, which was excruciatingly louder than it had been before his tumble into the cellar. He had always been able to hear his dad berating him, probably as a result of some psychological side effect of the abuse he had suffered at the hands of the angry, now dead, man when he was a child. He had never been physically hurt by it before, though. Emotionally? Psychologically? Sure. Who wouldn't be injured in those ways by the continually berating voice of a long-dead parent stuck in one's head, a voice that pointed in perpetuity at every misstep and error in judgment as a lack of intellect? Psychologists would call it a product of anxiety. He'd been told that before. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, for example, had been known to create critical voices in one's own head that way. Graham didn't know for sure whether he was afflicted by OCD. He knew only that the voice was real, and that now it felt more real than it ever had before. What about the eye he'd seen as the light from his mag light died out? Did concussions cause weird visions like that? Maybe. He hadn't heard any movements other than his own in the dark since he'd awakened. He hadn't felt any hands reach out from the blackness and latch themselves onto his arms or legs. He was pretty sure that meant he was alone down here, except for the voice of his dead father in his head, of course. The end.
That was only chapter 3, Isaac?
Yes, that was chapter 3.
That's what I'm saying.
Or the beginning of chapter 3.
I read it, I don't even know. I read it before the summer last year, so it's been a while. So, like, I'm just trying to piece together where like, I know where that was in the story, but I didn't realize that was, like, super early then, chapter 3.
Isaac, I got a question real quick. Did you record the audiobook? Like, did you do the reading?
I did not. A California guy by the name of Sean DeRegger. narrated the audiobook for me and did a fantastic job of it.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's where that chapter again was where he fell into the childhood cellar, his childhood home cellar, right? So he kind of got pushed.
Correct.
By a force he doesn't know.
That happens in the. He gets pushed into it in the at the end of the first chapter, and chapter 3 begins with him just kind of waking up down there and getting his bearings.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who, if you made it into a movie, who would you want to see play Patsy?
Patsy. Oh, that's a good question. I haven't even thought about that.
I don't even know if she's still around, but I'm thinking like Edie McClurg would be Patsy.
That would be she'd make a great Patsy.
Awesome.
She'd make a great Patsy. Yeah, I could totally see that.
That's awesome. I don't know what she's been in, but the last thing I remember her from is Natural Born Killers.
I don't remember that much about that movie. I saw it, but I think it was still back in the 90s when I last saw that. So
I used to watch that like every week. Every week, me and my buddies in college would just get stoned and watch Natural Born Killers.
That's a good movie to get stoned to, I imagine.
It's not a good movie to eat shrooms too. I will make that statement right now. Not that I know, but don't do that, kids. Don't do that.
Now, is that because of the live action scenes or because of the animated scenes?
I don't know, and now I have to go back and rewatch it.
With shrooms?
No idea. Shrooms, Isaac. Also, another movie not to watch on shrooms is Kill Bill Volume 2, because that first scene will bug you the fuck out. That first scene with her in the car, just giving the monologue, will fuck you up.
Isaac, you know what I noticed when you were reading that story? Because I looked at the screen, and I don't really look at our surroundings that often when we're doing the show, and I realized your sticker is on my board.
Yes, I've noticed that like recently in the past, I don't know how many shows, but yeah. Right on the board.
Oh, the Evil Bunny sticker?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, if you look at any of our video
operas.
footage or any interviews we do, you can see your bunny, and it really stands out. It looks awesome. It is the mark on my board.
I'll have to look at that now. And I don't know why I asked Evil Bunny. That's the only sticker I have. So I should have clicked it.
No, it's the sticker of your face. I just...
What? Yeah, well, I was going to ask what would be your next sticker.
I'm going to
You should do
I'm
the
gonna make a
face
sticker of my face now.
Fuck yeah. So go to stickermule.com. They have all the stickers. They do good deals. That's where I've always gotten our shit. Our magnets, our stickers from stickermule.com. They do amazing like sales every month.
Yeah.
On different things. So.
I've got my Robin Slim stickers on my iPad cover.
Oh, nice.
So anytime I'm watching Shudder, I've got you guys there.
That's awesome. You got the shirt too, right?
Yes, I did. I think I got 2 of them.
Oh, that's amazing, because I know that site, I know the last site we had them on, they've been gone for a while now. We have merch.com. They've been gone from podcasts. He doesn't sell them anymore. So that's cool that you grabbed on. Cool. Like, I should have grabbed on.
You don't have your own shirt?
I don't.
The only one we have is the one that Brian made.
Bernard made. Yeah, years ago. And some grabbed those. So, yeah.
So is that shirt not available at all now?
I don't think any of the shirts at all are available anywhere. So,
so it's like you should sell it, Isaac.
No, you should.
I'll put it on eBay in 20 years or so.
Do you have another book?
eBay's still a thing.
Yeah, it is. I still use it. Do you have another book in the works, Isaac?
I do. I haven't started the writing on it yet, and I've been saying this for weeks now. Whenever somebody asks me, I haven't started the actual physical act of writing yet, but I do have plans for it, and it'll be set in the same town except in 1955.
You did tell us last time about another in that universe, another story. Cool.
Yeah, it'll still be in that universe, and my calendar just got full over the summer. I was going to start it back in June, and my calendar just got full, and I have not sat down and started pounding it out yet, but soon.
On another note, have you had the Count Chocula cereal bar?
Oh,
because
my God.
they are the best things ever.
Cereal bar?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a cereal bar.
Dude, I don't know. I got them at Target Slim, I don't know. I've seen them. I don't know if you've seen them in other
never seen them
stores
anywhere else.
But the Count Chocula cereal bar is the best thing. Every time of year, every year at this time of year, as soon as they come out, I eat like a box a day. They're so good.
Rob and Slim, a proud sponsor of General Mills.
Approval ratings.
I buy the cereals every year just for nostalgia,
Right?
and then they sit in my pantry, and the Count Chocula gets eaten, but neither of the others do.
That's what I was gonna say. I've never had the others. I've always, even as a kid, I wanted Boo Berry, but I've never tried Boo Berry.
Yeah, and it's good, but
Is
there's just so much of it, and only
Frankenberry.
so many breakfasts.
Count Chocula's got chocolate. Like that's the decider for me. That's chocolate in a fucking breakfast. So yeah, I'll take that.
But I'll have to look for the bars, because
Yeah.
that sounds a hell of a lot more convenient than pouring a bowl of cereal.
Eat the whole fucking thing, bro. I don't care. I just ate 2 while you were reading, and I could have ate more, but Slim's got one in his hand, and the other one I'm trying to save like a gentleman. Isaac, but thank you, dude. It's always an amazing time talking to you.
Yeah, I had a blast. I appreciate you guys having me back.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at isaacthorne.com with an E. I'm on Twitter at Isaac R. Thorne, also with an E. Also on Facebook and Instagram under the same handle.
Awesome. Thank you, Isaac.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
No problem. We'll talk soon, brother.